I drove 9 hours, 9 long hours through the open highways, through rain that came and went, through stretches of road where it felt like the world was empty except for me and the beating of my heart. All because I wanted to be there for my son. All because I believed this moment was worth every mile, every ounce of energy I had left in me. My hands gripped the steering wheel tight, and I kept whispering to myself, "This is worth it. This is for my son. This is for family." I thought about the dress I had carefully ironed the night before. I thought about the small gift I had wrapped with trembling fingers, imagining the smile on his face when I would hand it to him. I thought about the look on his fiancée's face, how she would see me, how she would welcome me. I thought about the way a son, no matter how old he gets, still needs his mother to stand there, to show him that someone loves him unconditionally. The road stretched on, and with every passing mile, my heart grew fuller with excitement. I even skipped meals because I didn't want to waste a minute. I wanted to arrive on time, to walk into that dinner and see the joy on his face. I thought about when he was a little boy, how he used to run home with scraped knees and flowers he picked from the yard just to make me smile, how he promised once, when he was so young, that he'd always need me. I believed that, and I held on to that memory like it was a lifeline as I pushed through the exhaustion of the drive. By the time I reached his house, my legs ached, my eyes were burning, and my back felt stiff. But none of it mattered, because I was there. I had made it. I was about to see my son celebrate one of the biggest days of his life. I walked up to the door, my heart racing, my gift in hand, my smile already forming. I knocked, and when the door opened, I saw his face, my boy. But something was wrong. The look wasn't joy. It wasn't warmth. It was shock, and then it shifted into discomfort, almost as if he wished I hadn't come. I froze, my breath catching in my throat, but then he spoke, and the words felt like knives. "Oh, Mom, we had it yesterday. Just close family. Just close family." I heard those words echo in my head again and again, like a cruel drumbeat. I tried to hold myself together, tried not to let him see the way my heart cracked in half, so I smiled, weakly, and I whispered, "Of course. I understand." Then I turned, holding the gift tighter in my hands, and I walked back to my car. I don't even remember how I made it to the driver's seat. All I know is that once the door closed, once I was alone, my hands were trembling so badly I couldn't even put the key in the ignition for a few seconds. I sat there, swallowing back tears, staring at the house that should have been filled with family and laughter, but where I had been told I wasn't needed. I wasn't part of it. The drive back to the hotel felt longer than the 9 hours I had driven before. My chest was heavy, my throat tight, and I couldn't stop asking myself, how could he? How could my own son, my child, the boy I raised with every bit of strength I had, the boy I sacrificed for, turn me away with words that cut so deep? I sat on that hotel bed later, staring at the gift I had wrapped so carefully, still unopened, still waiting for hands that clearly didn't want it. That little box on the table became a symbol of everything I was feeling. Love offered, love rejected. I cried quietly because I didn't want the world to hear me. I cried like a child again, rocking myself on that stiff hotel bed, whispering why. In that moment, I realized something that tore me apart inside. Sometimes the deepest wounds don't come from strangers. They don't come from enemies. They come from the very people you gave life to, the ones you loved with every fiber of your being. 3 days passed. Silence from him. Not a word, not a call, nothing. I tried to tell myself to let it go, that maybe this was his choice, his life, but the pain still sat heavy on my chest. Then the phone rang. When I saw his name on the screen, my heart leapt, thinking maybe, just maybe, he had realized how much he had hurt me. Maybe he wanted to make things right. I answered, and his voice was rushed, panicked. "Mom, the card won't go through. The bill's huge. I don't know what to do. Can you help me?" I closed my eyes, and for a moment, all I could see was myself standing on that porch, hearing those words again, just close family. And something inside me hardened. For years, I had rescued him. For years, I had been the one he leaned on when things went wrong. But in that moment, I felt a shift. Calmly, I said, "I warned you, remember? One day, you'll understand what it feels like to be left out, to be forgotten. There was silence on the other end, a silence so thick it was louder than any scream. He begged, he promised, his voice cracking as he said he was sorry, that he didn't mean it, that he had made a mistake. And I listened, but I knew deep down what had really happened. He had chosen pride over respect, convenience over love. And for the first time in my life, I didn't step in, I didn't save him. I let him face the weight of his own decisions. Because sometimes love isn't about protecting them from everything. Sometimes love is about letting them fall, letting them learn, letting them feel what they made you feel. That night, I sat by the hotel window, watching the stars through glass that felt colder than usual, and I thought about everything I had sacrificed for him. The birthdays where I worked extra hours just to make sure he had a gift to open, the nights I stayed awake when he was sick, the quiet prayers I whispered when he was lost in life. And as the stars blinked above me, I realized something important. Yes, we love our children. Yes, we give them everything we can, but we must never allow them to take our dignity. Love without respect is empty. Family without honor is hollow. Days passed, and when he called again, his tone was different. It wasn't rushed, it wasn't panicked, it was soft, almost broken. He said, "Mom, I don't know why I treated you that way. I was wrong." And I told him, steady and calm, "Son, love without respect means nothing. If you want me in your life, you'll treat me as family, not as an option." There was silence again, but this time, it didn't hurt me the way it did before. This time, I felt peace because I knew whether he changed or not, I had found my strength. I had drawn a line, not out of anger, but out of love for myself. And that's something I had never done before. So that's my story. I drove 9 hours for love and came back with heartbreak, but in the end, I gained something I never expected, the courage to stand tall, even when my heart was breaking. If you've ever been in my shoes, if you've ever been hurt by someone you love, I want you to know you are not alone. Share your story with me in the comments, because I'll be reading every single one. And before you go, I ask you to subscribe, not just for me, but for yourself, because here we speak the truths that families often try to silence. Here, we heal together. We rise together. And maybe, just maybe, the stories we share will help us all find the strength to keep going.